This video will contain spoilers. I know I'm late to this, but it's because we were going to watch it as a group. But we were all free at different times, so it was just me and Ginger. Anyway, Furiosa, universally positive ratings, directed by George Miller. I watched it in the cinema. Chris Hemsworth, Anya Taylor-Joy. Nicholas Hoult does not appear in it. Oh, I was wondering where Furiosa's mum looks familiar. It's the girl from Anyone But You. Yeah. When this all came out, I was expecting everyone to make videos saying that, oh, cinema is back. But no, they all made videos calling it woke. Is the film actually woke? No. There's no political thing at all unless you consider the fact that the protagonist is female to be woke, which, sorry about that. Just, if this film is woke, then Alien and Terminator and all them, they're woke, which we can all agree those films aren't. So why are people saying that this is woke? Because there's just nothing political unless you want to say that, as I already said, she's a woman, she shaves her head, but that happens in Alien Free, which, say what we will about it, it's not woke. The fact that the villain is a straight white man, well, there's no sort of sexuality, in it. There's some bits, but there's, they never sort of do anything. Sorry again. Just, villain's a straight white guy. Well, sexuality's got nothing to do with it. Furiosa is also white. I get that, Charlize Theron is of African descent, Anya Taylor-Joy is of South American descent. Maybe the actors that play the younger versions of Furiosa, maybe they're of some sort of foreign descent, but they are playing a character who is white appearing, so, Furiosa is white, so race, nothing to do with it. I might put up the argument that, because Chris Hemsworth is very buff in this, because Chris Hemsworth is just very buff, because he was 4, and he's done other things. He's played military men. Anyway, just, I'm feeling that the people that were putting up arguments about it being woke and using that as the reason were the kind of people that would go against Chris Hemsworth, because they would put up that Ricky Gervais argument that he's not an actor. It's like the MCU was just a competition of most ripped junkie, even though the majority of the superhero actors aren't buff, because they don't need to be because of whatever their powers are. But moving on, the people that play young Furiosa, they I didn't think they would look as much like Anya Taylor-Joy as they did. Especially the teenage Furiosa. I thought it was her because of the eyes, but then because most of the teenage Furiosa is wearing the equivalent of a hijab. So you're only seeing the eyes, but then looking at her with other people next to her, you realize she's too small to be Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know what height she is, and I find it hard to tell height through like a screen, if you know what I mean. But I doubt that the difference would be that big unless they got like freakishly tall men to be beside her. This film felt like Oppenheimer in terms of length and the fact that there are many characters who don't have a lot of screen time, Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth included. Because Chris Hemsworth, he's the fucking star for the first half hour, maybe 45 minutes, until he makes a trade with Immortan Joe to, uh, you know, trade deal. And part of the deal is that he gets Furiosa, and then we don't see him again until a bit later when Furiosa is now grown up and working as like a, I don't even know what her role is, but she's working at like a convoy with a guy that looks like Stephen Amell. I forgot to mention what I thought of the film. I loved it. Like honestly, this is the best Mad Max film. Even better than Fury Road. People say that, oh, but Fury Road was only 20% CGI, whereas this was almost, it's Marvel levels of CGI, where it's basically just, they're probably using green screen for everything, but I honestly, I can't tell CGI unless it's very bad. There was just a few seconds where the CGI looked noticeable, to me at least. But Ginger did say that he noticed it the entire time. I'm trying to think what else to say. I forgot to finish my point about the Oppenheimer comparison, because other than it being really long, the other thing that reminded me of Oppenheimer is the fact that in Oppenheimer you have so many celebrities who have very brief appearances in it. And there's not really celebrities in this. Like the only people I recognized were Chris Hemsworth, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Charlie Fraser. But there are a lot of big characters who don't have a lot of screen time, which I don't mind that, because I mean, this is about Furiosa's life, and if we look at our own lives, not a lot of people are constants in our lives. Like I did 7 years of primary school. I was friends with everyone in my class, and now that I've left, I'm only in semi-frequent contact with one of them. Secondary school, so many friends there. I keep in contact with maybe 10 of them. Uh, when I was working in Tesco, I well, to be fair, I wasn't talking to a lot of people in Tesco, but you get the point that not a lot of people are constants in our lives, and it was the same for Furiosa. So, it's a great film. Ignore what these cunts are saying, that it's woke because of this or that. It isn't. If this is woke, then like literally everything is woke.